Transit is a group of interactive art students that got together last year to exhibit work and talk about work and generally be artists in training.
Well, wonderful Lozzie and Bex have created this wonderful group for all of us to share our ideas and come together as artists, and I think it's a wonderful thing so that we can get our work out to everyone and just show off what we can do.
No, Creative Transit, it's sort of like a group of very individual artists, but that all have like the same sort of collective ideas and the same sort of goals, where they want to be and what they want to do in the art world. It's quite a good little group just for getting everyone together and just either give feedback, help each other out, or to actually collaborate. Yeah, it's great.
Well, I think Creative Transit is it's a moving obstacle that no one can like get away from. Like no, it's just amazing, like people working together and like creating like some really cool art.
Creative Transit started for the Free for Arts Festival in 2010. It's kind of spawned from there. Now it's this group that we have where we all want to exhibit things and we want to get together and talk about our work. So we do that, and together it's a lot easier than doing it just one person on their own.
Yeah.
I think it's unique because a lot of artist groups all have similar medias and work with similar themes, but we're all completely different individual and independent artists that work together to produce exhibitions.
The name initially came from, it was one of our artists sort of suggested maybe doing an anagram, so we actually took interactive arts and reworded it around to actually spell Creative Transit. And that sort of reflects upon how all the students within Creative Transit are on interactive arts, so, or have been on interactive arts in the past.
Well, we usually have a token artist as well that isn't on any course. They're just in it with us.
That's what we don't just limit it to interactive art students, we do expand it out to like other artists as well, but primarily the main basis has been with interactive arts to sort of form a little support group within our course to try and help everybody out.
Awesome.
We chose the title Chinese Whispers because we wanted to choose a concept that would reflect the playful nature and the interconnecting link between everyone's work that was already established before the open studio. It relates to the concept of the childhood game where you would take sort of a starting point and then each time it would be recreated, some element would have changed in some way. So to do this in an artistic manner, we've sort of took a starting point and then the next artist would then take an element of that and then but work with it in their own style, and so it would create a narrative throughout the gallery that would keep changing. Now since the initial concept, this has sort of altered slightly, so rather than taking the audience by the hand and leading them throughout the gallery, we've now got interconnecting links so the audience can choose their own route and choose which direction they want to go through first. And we're hoping this way, rather than people sort of getting to the end of the links and then leaving, they would actually then look at a piece of work and reconsider the other sort of meanings to that and try and see the interconnecting links.
You can follow one path and then follow the opposite path and then kind of meet where you started and discover new things about different pieces of work, which is quite cool.
It's called Humanimals. I can never say it properly. Which is basically like human and animals combined, hence the name. So that's kind of spawned from my love for Greek mythology and animal-human hybrids, and I thought it was a really interesting thing to do. So I decided to mix photography rather, and painting. So yeah, a piece of work.
It will be a large scale paper cutout, hanging, and a projection as well. So overall it will be an installation piece. Well, it started with the site projects in January, and I decided to collapse, and then it just went on from there, because I like to use paper, and I kind of use paper cutouts form of illustration.
My work is called Receptacles, Vessels, Eulogize, and it's based on the life cycle of a pair of shoes, which is another version of life and death cycle of a human being.
Scanography is the technique of using a scanner to create art. So most people use this sort of as a photography technique, use a scanner as a form of camera. But I'm sort of more fine art based, so I've been using the scanner as a canvas and treating it as such by pouring different paints and different liquids onto the scanner and scanning the results.
I guess it's just sort of my puppet world, so that could be a title for it, my puppet world. And it's just basically a collection of different things that I like and that are drawn, and like, so they're all combined together to make something, you know, a bit airy and spooky and everything like that.
The piece I put in for this exhibition hasn't got a name because I can't find one for it, but I like it. Yeah, it was inspired by a little piece of graffiti I saw around Manchester ages ago.
Yeah.
So I've kind of expanded on that and made it bigger and changed the colours. I started with one piece, but for this piece it's now developed into 4 pieces and might get a bit bigger yet, depending on how I feel tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't really have a title for my piece. It's a load of patterns really, and it's a representative of the endosymbiotic process by which like cells divide and spread around Earth, and that's how we get life, pretty much.
When we decided on work for the exhibition, I was having difficulty trying to find out what I would do, so I came up with the idea of using a drawing I did some time ago and developing it to fit in to the exhibition. So I'm hoping it's going to be a mobile cutout on black paper.
Space before into most of their exhibitions here, and I really like the space. I think it's great, and it's been a fantastic place to have an open studio and see your work developing in the space that it's going to be exhibited in, which is a rare opportunity, a great one.
It's quite a nice space. It's a nice place to have a studio.
I've been to Blank Space with our previous exhibitions. This is the first time I've had any work here. I think it's a really good space. It's large and there's a lot of different kinds of space.
I don't know, it's also good to have like, you know, feedback from the blank media like people, because they're sort of like very on the ball and they know what they like and, you know, that sort of thing. And like it's just good to hear what their opinions are. And like when they ask you questions, like you feel like you know what you want to say. And like, I don't know, it's just good like to have people around you supporting you.
I think being in sort of more of a gallery environment is quite different for CT, because in the past we've done things sort of at bars and just sort of very sort of small sort of venues. So actually being in a gallery environment is a lot more, I don't know, it's just a bit more exciting, and it's allowing people to sort of engage with the gallery itself, and with having the open studio it's allowing people to sort of collaborate, discuss ideas, and hopefully it's bringing us closer together as a collective.
I think the open studio has been a fantastic idea. I've really enjoyed it, and I've learned an awful lot. The atmosphere is fantastic, and it's just great to see the way other people work.
I think it's mint really, it's a real asset, especially that it's that close to uni. It's really good.
I think it benefits the work working in the space that you're going to exhibit in. You should get a feel for the space you're going to, so you can kind of make your work to fit in the space that's around you, rather than making it in a studio and then putting it in a separate space. I think it flows better and it produces a more professional look at the end, because you've had all that time in the open studio to prepare it for that space, rather than have the space that you're going to exhibit in your head.
Oh well, that's the difference. In uni, I actually don't have my own space. Here, like, we've got so much space. It's great. It's really great, especially when you're doing painting and stuff like that. So you've got so much space to do what you want to do. I don't have space at home anyway, and you know, it's just so much better.
That's good. That's
I think I'm very fortunate to be involved with the group, and I think the organisers work very hard to get events together. It takes all the pressure off the rest of us, and we can just concentrate on our work.
It's been like a continuous thing, I think, because we've sort of had ideas with our own work anyway, so that's been a case of us just getting the work done. But so because we've had an idea with that, we've been able to get on with that and sort of try and balance the whole running gig side of it as well.
Yeah. I think it's kind of helped us being artists as well, because we've got more of an idea of what artists want to see their work happening in the exhibition.
Yeah.
And also it's good that we've got a space we can just fill it ourselves.
Cool.
So.